Hello everyone, welcome to the Sun in the Navamsa Chart or the D9 chart. On this video, we're specifically looking at the placement of the Sun in the houses of this D9 chart. If you're new to my channel, of course, don't forget to sub below, and if the video is helpful for you, give it a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's go. First of all, what is the D9 chart? The most important Varga chart to see. It is the 9th division of every sign coming from your birth chart. This D9 shows you your fortune, your destiny in this lifetime. Why is it happening? Because the 9th house in any chart is the house of fortune or Bhagya. So the D9 is our portion of fortune for this life. And of course, that is all fortune in all departments of life, don't forget. And especially, of course, marriage. It is the chart of relationship, spouse, and marriage. If you don't have a D9 Navamsa, by the way, most Vedic software bring it up for you. Definitely the link below, Devaguru, bottom of my description box, will actually bring you that up automatically. You do not have to sub to get the chart. Now, some important points about the D1, D9 together. There's a lot of misunderstanding out there. First thing, D9 operates from the moment you are born because it's coming from the birth chart, from the moment you drew breath. People think, oh, I become D9 later in life. D9 is now my new chart. D9 only happens after marriage. D9 begins to manifest when I get to about 30 or some such vague age. No, D9 is operating as an absolute chart of your destiny from the moment you are born, simultaneously with the birth chart. You need to understand this. Not only that, but D1 birth chart, D9 need to be analyzed together. Planets D1 should be seen D9. D9 position signs should come back into D1. There's a video on my channel, D9 Navamsa, been up there for some years now, and I've absolutely given you some of these really important techniques there. Check them out carefully. The link to that video is below this video in the description box. And something else very important, the D9, the Navamsa, should be rectified to be accurate for your predictions. Now, even if you have an accurate birth time, hospital record, maybe something like that, Navamsa ascendant changes certainly every 15 minutes, but for your own chart, for your own time of birth, you could find in a minute or two that the ascendant could change. Just a minute's difference or so, and it could all change. All the houses change, or the meaning of that D9 Navamsa will completely be different. So it's very important to rectify D9. To help you do this, on my previous video, as I say, it's been up on my channel for some time, D9 Navamsa Chart video. On there, I have given you a very good technique looking at the Navamsa trines. Check that video and definitely you should apply that technique. In addition to that, of course, this series itself, looking at the house placements of the planets D9, will hopefully help you with rectification as well. Now, here's a very important point. The planets by sign in the D9, are they different to the planets by sign D1? No, they are not. The sign is a rasi. Rasi means a heap of karma. Therefore, let's say Venus placed in Taurus. Venus in Taurus will have the same meaning because Taurus is the same in every Varga. So Venus in Taurus, D1, D9, D3, D60, anywhere at all, any Varga will have the same basic meaning, the same karmic implication. It isn't the sign that's going to make things shift, it's the house. That's why ascendant is important. So planets by sign and their karmic significance. There's a whole playlist on my channel, everyone. Planetary karmas by sign. Please check them out and check the meaning of your D9 planets in their signs in that playlist. I will put the list below for you. And when you see those meanings, you can integrate them naturally with the house placements in the D9 that I'm going to go through for you in this series. But when we consider the houses in the D9, This is different. The houses do not have the same meaning, D9, as they do birth chart. There are some definite overlays. Definitely similarities will always be there, but there are specific differences. Check the video on my channel, link below, Houses D9. Check out that carefully, because if you don't listen to that, much of what I'm going to speak about in this whole series is not going to make so much sense. So check out the meaning of the D9 houses, and then the planets in the houses hopefully will become much clearer to you. Now, what about the sun specifically in the D9? The sun is Dharma, righteous action, first and foremost. It is an enlightening planet. It gives the results of your dharmic actions past life. So definitely in Navamsa, the sun will tell us if you did righteous action past life or not. The condition of the sun, sign, house, and aspects will give us this information. And will you get good results of those actions? This will be clearly shown. The sun is, of course, always father, government, authority figure, and carries those significations definitely into the D9 as well. And the sun, of course, represents spiritual wisdom because it represents the Atman, the soul, the self, not the mind, not the body, but the soul. So the sun in the D9 shows spiritual awareness, spiritual growth. Is it your fortune to increase in this or to lose your way spiritually? All of these things will be shown by the sign, house, and aspects to the sun in the D9. And as the D9 is a chart of marriage, relationships, then the sun shows if you are going to do dharmic action in your relationship. Will you be honest? Will you be true? The sun, more than anything, is about truth, is about complete clarity and honesty. So what happens when the sun has gone into the first house ascendant of the D9, Lagna or ascendant D9? This is a very strong position. You would know for sure you have the correct D9 if you can really understand these qualities. If the sun is well placed by sign, good sign, and does not have too many malefic aspects, one may be okay, but too many, like Mars, Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, then this sun will be a person who has done good action past life and is going to be a leader, someone who comes to the forefront of life in this incarnation. A well-placed, well-aspected sun, D9 ascendant, makes you honest, makes you purposeful, gives you honor in life. You become a leader, manager, get to the forefront, like to take the lead, like to be in charge. It's a chart of relationships. So in relationships, you like to be a bit dominant. You like to take the lead. Ascendant is not your partner in this chart. Be clear. Ascendant is you. You are like the sun in your relationships. So you definitely can be a very supportive person, but you do like, as I say, to take the lead. You don't like to follow. And this can be the issue. You can be a little bit dominating sometimes. You like to go up in life as well. Sun, first house, wants to be doing something meaningful in the world. You could work for the government, things like that. You could desire a very high status partner, or you could become high status yourself. And the first house is one of the trines, 159. So this house shows your talent. The sun in the first house gives a musical talent. That's the thing. Rhythm, ability to compose maybe, or musical talent in some form. This can be seen. And the sun always has discipline. So sun first house, strong by sign, especially good aspects. You can become disciplined person, sporty person as well, active person. You accomplish a lot in life. That's the thing. The sun in the second house, D9, makes you very security minded. You're very security minded about family and about spouse. You want to build a family life when you have the sun in the second house. Sun in the second house shows very strong family karma, sometimes birth within the same family, this sort of thing. Definitely, though, this is a big issue about business, about inheritance, about the deep complications of family karma. We can see business success here, particularly local business, building on family business, sometimes definitely building up resources strongly, wealth. And wealth resources becomes a big issue in the intimate relationship. Second house is a bit of a tricky house, D9, because it is 8th from the 7th house. It can be the end of the first relationship. It can be the beginning of a second marriage if that is happening karmically in the life. So second house can show second spouse. Second spouse can be a very dominating person, authoritative person, government person, something such as this. Someone who has high status maybe occasionally can be seen. Afflicted sun here, there can be difficulties with in-law showing up, definitely father-in-law. This can actually happen first marriage and second marriage, in-law problems, family contention within marriage if there is affliction to the sun. So Saturn here, Saturn aspecting the sun, definitely Mangala, Rahu, Ketu, these sort of afflictions to the sun can definitely cause family issues, in-law problems strongly can be seen. Watch your speech within relationships. So the sun gives a dominating speech pattern, and difficulty of opinion, difficulty of objectives in life can be dangerous to the first marriage. If there is affliction here, there has to be family first and foremost. Sun is a dharmic planet. Putting family first helps relationships survive with the sun's second house. It's a conflicting position to have the sun in the third house, because the sun is not personally so happy to be in the third house of any chart, because this is not a house where the sun's dharmic higher purpose gets full manifestation. But in the D9, it can give a certain talent with communication, with internet, with writing. And definitely this can show success in all of these areas. It can show hands-on skill, creative skill, something where you are using hands, because third house is about the hands. And the third house is a lucky house, D9. Gives you luck in crisis situations, difficult situations. You seem to get bailed out, basically, again, due to dharmic action, past life. That's the thing. And by the way, Elton Musk has this position, powerful communicator, yeah, internet, media field, all of that. But it is with K2, with a malefic influence. But you see, K2 is all or nothing. K2 is fire influence here. Sun is a fire planet. So Sun, K2, powerful influence, but it can be heedless, headless, too dynamic, that there can be misunderstandings. K2, there can be miscommunication. So anybody actually with this Sun connected to a malefic, with the Sun, aspecting the Sun D9, whether it's K2, Rahu, Saturn or Mars, watch what you say and what you commit to writing. It's really important. And although it's a very lucky position of the sun, definitely it can also give conflict with authority figures, with the boss, with leaders, conflict with father, conflict with teachers, mentors, all of these people. You have very strong opinions. Sun, third house, D9, conflict can be there. The third house in the D9, though, is one of the three Kama houses. 3, 7, 11. Spoke about it in my houses in the D9 video. When the sun is here, powerful sexuality. Your sexuality is powerful, driving you. And here's the thing, it has to be contained. Sun here, some charts, many love affairs, many attractions can happen. You can be sexually attracted to powerful people, leaders, male or female, teachers, people in any authority position. You can find yourself sexually attracted to them. Even the boss, actually, some charts. And karmically, foreign lands are very important to you, and education itself. Sometimes this sun needs a mentor, somebody who will support you, help you, give you that edge. someone who will guide you. But the trouble is that the sun is so opinionated here. You don't like to listen to other people. That's the other problem. Final point, the sun here shows a real need for deep communication with the spouse, which is stimulating. In a relationship, you have to be on the same wavelength as your partner intellectually so that you can have stimulation mentally. Without that, this becomes a very restless sun, D9, definitely. The sun in the fourth house is another position giving ego conflicts with the spouse, particularly first spouse in the home. This is the thing. Sun is in the 10th house from the 7th house in the D9. The sun in here, fourth house, D9, creates a certain tension with the spouse domestically. There's a certain tension because there is a strong need to dominate in the home area. But also, sun can actually show travel, bringing relationships into your life, particularly far distant, long distance travel. It can show conflict about sexuality with the spouse, conflict about intimate partnership matters, because fourth house D9 has a strong 12th house component. Check my previous video. But if it's a strong, well-aspected sun, this doesn't need to happen. It's just a matter of open communication at all times with your spouse, partner. Sun here can sometimes put you into a little bit of isolation, even I've seen, similar to the 12th house sun. What's going on? Well, this is a moksha house, liberation house, and sun is about spirituality. So getting to know your spiritual truth, meditation, time alone is absolutely essential. And sometimes this can cause disharmony with the spouse. So having a similar religious spiritual system with the spouse is absolutely essential when you have the sun in the fourth house of the D9 Navamsa. And finally, fourth house is a health house, D9. Check my previous video. So cardiovascular system stress can be big health issues. And these health issues tend to come up in the Bhukti sub-period of the sun. So always watch your health during those time periods. The sun in the fifth house of your D9 is a powerful position, giving fortune again, because it's a dharmic planet in a house of Dharma, 159 D9. Therefore, past life blessings are coming to you in this life. The sun fifth house gives you talent. Now, many talents can be here, particularly creative talent, artistic talent, painting, all of these things. I've definitely seen it, but especially rhythm, music, some sort of musical skill can be there. Definitely even sporting skills sometimes, but it's a creative impetus. You want to express yourself this life. Acting talent as well can definitely be seen. If the sun is well placed by sign, good aspects, benefic aspecting, especially, this is really fortunate. You can get fame for your talent and your creative expression in this lifetime, because fifth house has a first house overlay. Again, check the video houses in the D9. The link is below. There's a very uniqueness, though, to your talent, sun here. Your talent is very individualized. That's the thing. You don't need to learn this self-expression. It just comes naturally. You're a powerful personality, attracting powerful fortune, and you have a very strong influence on your children. Of course, whether you have children, many other things to be seen, D7 chart as well, of course, birth chart. But the sun, you have a powerful influence on younger people, and you are actually drawn to doing something for them, even if they are not your own children. You're a powerful teacher, powerful mentor as well with this sun. In your intimate personal relationships, this can be fortunate, because having kids, bringing up family, this can be source of blessings to you many times with this sun. But if there is conflicting negative aspects like Saturn, Rahu, Ketu, Mangala, there can be conflict with your children, particularly first child, sometimes can be shown. but it's still indication of some dharmic action past life, which is going to bless you, particularly financially, because the sun aspects a house of gain. This can be extremely fortunate. In some charts, sun in the 5th house can show political influence, or spouse has political influence. Either way, this could be seen. Sun in the 6th house, here's the thing. The sun is ego, sense of self, sense of purpose, and spirituality. Going into the 6th house, you find your spiritual purpose in life through your service to other people. The sun here shows that some past dharmic activity was not completed properly. Service was not completed. Helping others was not completed. Charity was not completed. Sun aspects the house of charity. This life, you're going to have the chance to do that. This is a welcome factor. Sun gives you powerful communication skill when you are representing other people, fighting for other people as well. So the army work, perhaps government work, police force, anything where you are standing up for other people's rights, not your rights. Sun here has to serve others. That's the thing. But you can get powerful position in this work, certainly. Sometimes, as I say, government work, legal work, definitely medical field, or with non-human animals as well. It can be stressful in your relationships, though, particularly first relationship, if there is no cooperation, teamwork. Sun here is about teamwork, and that includes teamwork in a relationship. Otherwise, there can be ego disputes, particularly first relationship, and this can be extremely challenging. In fact, subduing ego, keeping ego out of things, thinking of everybody's greater good. These high dharmic actions are very, very good. Sun aspects the house of spirituality. So it's not an easy placement, but it's got tremendous potential. That's the thing. The sun in the 7th house relates to your first spouse, first long-term committed relationship. And this sun shows a powerful partner, someone who can be an authority figure, leader, or a very charismatic and strong personality. And this is what attracts you to them, this strength, this sense of purpose. The sun is in a house he's not always too happy to be in, any Varga chart. And in this D9, this 7th house has a 3rd house overlay. It's a Kama house, like the 3rd house and the 11th house. Check my video, houses in the D9. So just like those positions, there can be strong sexuality, sometimes overtly strong sexuality, and definitely attracted to powerful people sexually, people with power, position, politicians. Definitely these attractions will be extremely strong. Sometimes partner's personality is totally dominant and you feel almost subdued by it. Again, you need to see the whole chart. Particularly this relates to your first marriage, first long-term committed relationship. But if sun is well placed by sign, good aspects, then you deal with this. That's the thing. Sometimes you and your partner have to make a big contribution to the wider society, particularly politically. This can sometimes be the case, but the partner is the driving force. You have to cooperate. You have to go along with the partner, whether you are male or female, and this can cause some issues, obviously, but the whole chart has to be seen for more detail. Now, depending on the whole chart, this can show wealth coming to you from relationship, or resources come through the actual first spouse. Sometimes that can be seen. And this is a powerful business placement. You can be a very powerful business person, but very often in a partnership situation. The sun in the 8th house is extremely powerful, but it can be challenging because this is the actual house, 8th house, which sustains the first relationship, but it could break the relationship too. So sign of the sun, aspects to the sun, benefics, Venus, Mercury, hopefully, Jupiter certainly help this sun tremendously. So sun in a strong sign, well aspected, can hold this relationship together through thick and thin. How? Through dharma, through commitment, through family concerns as well. And your in-laws could help you with this if it is a well aspected sun. But then if the sun gets afflicted, weak by sign, malefics definitely Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu, afflicting this sun, then that's where difficulties, ego conflicts become huge. There can be financial difficulties, there can be health issues, there can be conflicts with your in-laws, definitely. And this 8th house relates as an underlay factor to the natural 4th house in the chart. So sun here can show conflicts in the domestic sphere, particularly for a spouse. You have to have harmony domestically to be together. Two strong egos could be there, creating disharmony if there is affliction to the sun by sign and by aspect. There's a bit of debt here as well, because just like 6th house, 8th house is one of those houses of debt past life. But here, this is a moksha trine D9. So in the D9, the real factor is spirituality. The sun 8th house, you're searching for meaning in life. You're searching for the occult wisdom, the deep spirituality as well. You may be getting into some completely different religious system from your upbringing, some of you, or you are going into those secretive, esoteric factors of that same religion. You're digging deep. What a fantastic student, researcher, scientist even, with this sun 8th house. But the sun in the 8th house, D9, will give many ups and downs in life. Life is always going through dramatic changes, like you've gone into a whole new phase, which is nothing like the phase before. Now, everybody goes through that different. Mahadashas come, life changes, life moves on. We all know that. But the sun here gives an inner transformation. You have a powerful sense of self, a powerful sense of overcoming obstacles. You even thrive in crisis situations with this sun. You got to watch your health though, because 4th house, 8th house, 12th house, health issues. Sun is bones. You've got to watch bones, cartilage. All of these things can be crucial health-wise with this position. And finally, sun is astrology, Jyotish. People with this sun 8th house, if there is good aspect, particularly guru aspecting, Mercury, even Mars occasionally, because Mars is also astrology, can become talented Jyotish, can become talented astrologers, occultists actually, generally, but particularly astrology. Final point in relation to intimate partnership is that the sun here has to truly share. You have to be prepared to cooperate and share with your partner. Sometimes there's a little bit of pride, a little bit of standoffishness here occasionally, or it seems to you like the partner's being like that, but it's really coming from within. Sun 8th house lacks trust, a true, complete trust. And this is something which you're going to have to work on in your intimate, personal relationships. Sun in the 9th house, you're seeking for knowledge in this life. You had it past life, you want to pick it up again. But you need a guru, a teacher, some mentor to show you the right path forward. Just like 159, this can give talent, artistic talent, creative talent, particularly singing, particularly music, rhythm, all of these things. But you have to be taught. You need lessons. You need a guru, teacher, guide to bring out this innate talent. Talent is there, but you may have forgotten it. You need to be taught once again. And just like 8th house, it's a very strong indication of Jyotish knowledge, of astrological knowledge from past life, but you got to pick it up again. You definitely need a guide, teacher for this knowledge. If there is affliction, though, to the sun here, wow, what run-ins with your teachers, lecturers, gurus, father, even anybody in authority, including the boss. You're going to get yourself up into some tight situations with these people. And in your first relationship, 3 away is the sun. First spouse, first partner has very strong opinions, argues well. You could get into difficult situations with them, temperamental outbursts. If this sun is afflicted by malefic, Saturn, Mars, particularly Rahu, Ketu, this can be a strain on this first relationship. Sometimes, not always. Meeting spouse, traveling, foreign land, education, while in some deeper knowledge, curriculum, something such as this is highly likely with this sun. It's generally a very good placement. You did good actions, past life, you got knowledge, wisdom, you've got to pick it up again, but you've got to give it out again. You can be a source of inspiration to your spouse, source of inspiration to your family with this sun in the 9th house. Now, when the sun's gone to 10th house, it's an extremely powerful position. Not because it's a Digbala. We don't see Digbala house strength like that. D9, not in the Vargas. But what we do see is a sun that is going up in status in life. So you are improving social status through marriage if you have the placement, or spouse is improving social status. On a basic level, sun is the king. You might be interested to know 2 members of the current British royal family have the sun 10th house. They were not royal by birth, but they rose in life through their marriage. One is Queen Camilla, current Queen of England, married Prince Charles, who became the king. Second is Princess Catherine, Princess of Wales, married Prince William. They both have the sun alone, by the way, in this 10th house in their D9 Navamsa, but it's a bit different by aspect, I have to say. Princess Catherine has a Saturn 3rd aspect onto this sun from the 8th house. That shows enormous stress there into this rise in life, actually, for her. So certainly Sun 10th house D9 can give rise in life, but where there is malefic aspects, Saturn, Mars, Rahu, Ketu to the sun, you are definitely going to have stress associated with that. It's generally good for gain resources in life, though. This is the most important house to see wealth. D9, 10th house. Check what I said in my houses D9 video. So sun here, powerful to draw resources to you, opening, promotion, success in life, but with malefic affliction, a lot of competition. Even actually without malefics afflicting, the sun gets you into competitive situations, whether it's for marriage, whether it's for status, whether it's for a job. You're always having to compete, but a well-placed sun, you are going to be successful. Additionally, sun is aspecting full on the 4th house in this D9 chart. Property. You're going to increase in your property ownership. Many of you, or home life, privacy, property becomes essential to the harmony of your intimate spousal situation. And the sun here is so family-minded, full aspect to the 4th house. It isn't just home property, it's the whole family coming together. Sun here puts so much emphasis on the time with family. So work success, status may be there, but it's time in the home, time with the family that is fortunate for you and keeps everything together. When the sun's in the 11th house of the chart, it's a powerful sun in a way, because sun here wants to get something from relationships, wants to commit to something bigger than themselves, wants to do something for society together with the spouse. They can take commitment seriously unless there is really bad affliction to the sun. But here's the thing, there has to be something in common, some purpose in life in common. Sun here is committed to some cause in life, to some group activity, or to some political cause very often. It's the house of friendship. So sun here shows that at a soul level, you are seeking a deep friend in your spouse, but a spouse is not a friend, and this can give conflict, of course. Sometimes sun here just can't commit at all. Sun is a little bit detached emotionally. The more malefics afflict the sun, this is much more likely to happen. And societal, organization, group activity, social networks, friendship networks, these are the places where you could meet potential spouse. It's the commonality of interest that is drawing you into this spousal commitment. And these group social commitments can either bind you together with your spouse or can split you apart if there is affliction to the sun. The sun is in the house of resources. Sun can give you talent in sun-like activities such as politics, government, teaching even, where you can make a real impression with this 11th house sun. And the 11th house sun looks full on to the 5th house. There's a big desire for progeny, children here, which again, without affliction in this chart, can be definitely there. There's a big commitment to family concerns again. So this is about having similarity of ambition with a spouse, joining with a spouse to commit to doing something for society. This will keep you together for a very long time. On the other hand, when there are differences of ambition, aims, philosophy in life, this sun can become extremely stressful, extremely restless and agitated in committed situation. Even though this sun wants to be dharmic, wants to commit to kids, family issues, you have to have the same outlook in life with the spouse for this to be productive. Now, when the sun, the dharmic planet's gone into the 12th house of the chart, it's a cutting edge position because this sun is seeking liberation, freedom spiritually, but in a relationship, it's a constricting situation. And this sun doesn't like constriction, doesn't like to be restrained in any way whatsoever. Therefore, it's a Maranakadakastana position for the sun. Sun feels restricted in some relationship situation. Now, this can be any relationship, but it can afflict first relationship as it is 6 houses away to that. But anyway, this sun is coming here to pay a debt spiritually and to gain spiritual wisdom that it's been seeking for so many lifetimes. There's a definite need for spiritual connection to your spouse. You must have the same spiritual philosophical commitments. If not, it's never going to work. Traveling together, pilgrimage together, many journeys together can be seen with the sun 12th house D9 chart. 12th house sun thrives actually on their own, having downtime alone, likes to be a little bit isolated sometimes, likes to go into a retreat situation, get away from everybody. They feel absolutely revitalized by this situation sometimes because this sun needs to actually go inwards. Their inner spiritual, psychological life is so brilliant. Sun, however, can have medical issues here, just like 4th house sun. There can be cardiovascular issues. There can be insomnia, this sort of thing. There can also be issues with bones because sun rules them, arthritis, etc., just like 8th house. And definitely sun is the father. There can be strain, difficulty, or even loss, separation from the father in some charts. But the whole chart and the D1 needs to be seen. It's a quite strange position for the sun. Even if this individual doesn't actually want to spend time away from the spouse, they will be forced into circumstances where that happens. There could be traveling, job situations, circumstances happening where you have to spend time away from the spouse. There can also be long distance relationships seen. So this sun definitely needs a space, and in a domestic commitment, living together with the spouse partner, this sun needs to make sure that there is enough time alone, that there is some way to get this feeling of inner freedom and lack of constriction. Otherwise, definitely tensions can be there in any relationship, not just first relationship. This sun is on a spiritual journey, that's for sure. The sun is looking full on the 6th house, and just like sun in the 6th house, sun in the 12th has a debt to society to pay back. This time it can often be in those larger institutions ruled by the house, such as prisons, asylums, special schools, hospitals. So working in these larger institutions, sun here gets enormous sense of fulfillment. Even prosperity can come from this service, but they are not doing it for the money. They are doing this work for the soul satisfaction. So sun in the 12th house, in summary, is a totally spiritual position. Pursuing spiritual life is your topmost goal in this incarnation, and spouse, relationship, intimate partnership has to correlate to this, has to fit in with this journey. That's the thing. And the 12th house in the D9 has a strong connection to the 8th house. So this sun is looking for the secrets of life, occult study, research, scientist, detective, spy, government spy, anything secret. They're a very secretive, private person, actually. Another factor that can cause difficulty with relationships, keeping so much inside. But what a researcher, what a person for getting to the depths of the secrets in life. A fantastic position for astrology. And therefore, one final thing to take a note of, sun in the 12th house, you could be tested for your honesty in relationships because there is this secretive privacy factor with the sun. You can get into secret affairs or difficulty or keeping things from the spouse. There can be a lack of sharing. The whole chart has to be seen. Rulership, 12th house. We can't say what exactly, but we do know sun 12th house is going to be tested for honesty in relationships. It's a spiritual test. Take care when the opportunity comes. Be open, honest with the spouse. You will not lose out. You will find true direction. Check the other D9 videos up on your screen right now. New to my channel, of course. Don't forget to sub below. Goodbye for now, and God bless you all.